is equal to ID1. Class is equal to what is the class? Car class, na? Car. Then next after that, here we are following the setter injection, right? Here we are following the setter injection. That is the reason here I am going to take what? Property. Property name is equal to first what? Fuel type. In car class I declared two properties, right? Fuel type as well as max speed. That two properties I configured here. Fuel type. Then value is equal to diesel. The next property name is equal to max speed. Value is equal to 100 I am placing here. This is the string value, sir. Internally Spring Framework is supported by the auto boxing concept. Private int max speed I am declaring inside my component. Internal it is going to be converting into the okay. So now int max speed is equal to integer dot parseInt of this value is going to be passing. This is supported by the internally Spring Framework. The next two properties are completed, then close the bean. First bean is completed. Then second bean is there. Bean ID is equal to ID2. Within the same XML file, duplicate IDs doesn't allowed. We have to take the unique IDs. Then class is equal to motorbike. The next property. How many properties are there in motorbike? Only single property is there. That is the reason I am taking what? Property name is equal to what I am taking here? Max speed. Value is equal to 100. Then next, close the bin. Only single property is there. That is the reason I am taking what? A single one. If 10 properties are there, 10 properties we have to define like this. Then close the beans. Sir, I want to place this traveler class also inside this. Yes, happily we can place inside this. How to place? Bean ID is equal to ID3. Class is equal to what? Traveler. Then we can take property element, under that take the ref element, local we can configure. But I want to show to the parent attribute also. Local is equal to ID name, parent is equal to ID name, the next bean is there. Ref XML element having totally 3 attributes. Close the beans. The next, another configuration file is there. We have to take another configuration file like this. spconfig1.xml. spconfig1.xml. So now we have to configuring this traveler class. Sir, I want to configuring this traveler class also inside this. Yes, happily we can configure, there is no issue. So now here I am going to take DTD. The next, the root element called beans. Bean ID is equal to, here ID3 na, Durga na, your choice. Okay, ID is a attribute, but ID name is your choice, any name you can take. Class is equal to traveler. class is equal to traveler. Then next after that what I am taken here, setter method is there, right? That is the reason I am taking here what, property. Property name is equal to what, v. Then next after that, ref local is equal to, you want a car class object now or we want a motorbike object now, we have to decide here. If we want a car class object, then we can take id1. If we want a motorbike object, then we can take what, id2. So before that, first of all, here local is working or not working? Doesn't work local. We have to place either parent or we can place what, bin. So now I am going to place here parent. Parent is equal to id1. Parent is equal to id1, close the property. Then close the bin. Then close the bins. Like this we can configure. Whenever we are taken here id1, then next container is going to, container means spring container. Spring container is going to place into the car class object inside traveler class. Whenever we are taken here id2, spring container is going to be placed into the motorbike object inside this traveler class. So like this we can configure here spring configuration files. Any number of configuration files we can take, there is no restrictions, right? Okay, we are configuring, sir, how to load and how to hand over into this configuration files to container. Container only ultimately is going to be creating the objects of those business components. We never be creating the objects. Programmers' responsibility is to developing the business components only, but objects created by the third party person called a Spring framework. And third party person is going to be injecting to those objects to according to our required. This injection we call them as a dependency injection mechanism. From the beginning onwards I am going to saying like that only. Spring core module means we are going to learn a dependency injection concept only. We can attend any session, we can attend any faculty. Core module means dependency injection mechanism only. That point I am going to discuss the different ways I am discussing here. Fine. So now how to load these configuration files? How to load these configuration files and how to hand over into the container, we will see here. So now if the multiple configuration files are there, our client application is somewhat is going to be increased. If the single configuration file is there, then our client application code is going to be reduced. So now how to load this configuration file, we will see here. First of all, we need to import the packages. Import org.springframework.core.io.star package. Import org.springframework.beans.factory.star package. Now import org.springframework.beans.factory.xml.star package. The next public class client, then public static void main string args. The next We have to load the configuration files. How to load the configuration files? I said already in last session, Spring framework was provided by the one interface called, that is the resource. Resource is an interface. That interface was implemented by the two classes. Number one, class path resource. Number two, file system resource. We can use those classes and we can load that configuration file. So now here resource res is equal to new class path resource. Now here we can pass what? spconfig.xml, Spring configuration file name we can pass. spconfig.xml. After that we can hand over into this Spring configuration file to container or not. This resource and class path resource both are available in this package, core.io.star package. That is the reason I imported. The next container, bean factory is equal to new XML bean factory. This is the container. Now what we have to pass here? res, new XML bean factory. The next, first configuration file is over. Second configuration file is there. That one also we have to load like this. Resource res1 is equal to new class path resource. New class path resource. Now what we have to place here? spconfig1.xml. We have to load like this. If multiple configuration files are there in multiple times, we have to load that one. The next, bean factory factory 1 is equal to new XML bean factory. Now what we have to pass here? res1 factory. This is what a parent container. This is what a child container. This is the parent container, this is the child container. If you are passing here null, parent container contains the IDs. What are the IDs? Parent container. So now here ID1 and ID2 available to the parent container. If you want to getting that parent container IDs also inside this child container, then we can pass here what? Factory. That means parent container. This is what? Parent container. After that, we need to get the which class object? Traveler class object I want to get. If you want to getting the traveler class object, then what we have to do? Factory1 dot get bean of ID3. This get bean is the factory method. This is the factory class. Factory class's purpose is to producing the collection of an objects. This is what factory method. This factory method is given to the particular object. So get bean is the factory method, or return type is what? Object of object class. So now we need to typecast into the traveler class object. Traveler, okay, traveler T is equal to traveler of O. Generally in real time, we have to typecast into the interface type. Then better to take here what? Journey J is equal to journey of O. Then after that here what? J dot start journey. J dot start journey. Then close the method, close the class. Whenever we are compiling and executing this application, what is happening internally? Internally, which class object is going to be created here first? We are asking to the traveler class object right here. That means, okay. So now here internally one more object is required. So what is that object? ID1. ID1 is what? Car class object. So first it is going to be creating the car class object. Spring container always given to the preference to the inner pins only. Then next it is given to the preference to the outer pin. So now here I am calling J dot start journey. Whenever we are calling to the here J dot start journey, first it is going to be class object. Car class object is going to be created. So now car class object is going to be created. Then next it is going to be creating what? Motorbike object. Sorry, traveler class object. Like this car class object is going to be created. Car C is equal to new car. Then next, how many setter methods are there in this car class object? 2 setter methods. C dot set fuel type. Now here we can pass diesel. C dot set max speed. So now here we can pass 100. Like this is the internal process. Then next after that, what is happening? Traveler class object is going to be created. Traveler T is equal to new traveler. New traveler. The next T dot set V. Set V. Then here what it is passing? C is passing. Then finally internally this is going to be placed into the here. This car class object is placed into the here. Vehicle V is equal to okay car class object. This is the local variable. If you want to make a global, then what we have to do? This dot V is equal to V, then it is become a global. Then next after that V dot move. Whenever we are calling to the V dot move, so now what is our output? Journey is started. Okay, this is our output. So now journey is started. Then second point. So now fuel type. Fuel type diesel. Max speed. So 100. Then car is started. Happy journey. Happy journey. That's enough. This is our output. So now instead of car class object, if you want to place the motorbike object, then what we have to do? Instead of here ID1, we can take what? ID2. Then automatically Spring container is going to be creating the motorbike object. Motorbike M is equal to new motorbike, and setting the values that motorbike object is going to place into the here. Whenever we are replacing to the here car class object to motorbike object, we no need to touch our business component. We no need to touch our business component. Automatically Spring container is take care about to place that object to inside this. Whenever we are placing like that, then we are achieving the loose coupling between the objects. We are achieving the loose coupling between the objects. Okay, this is the happening in real time while implementing the applications. So now whenever we are placing here motorbike, this output is going to be changed. So now which output is coming, whatever implementation we are taking inside this motorbike, that implementation is going to be displayed here. Like this we are achieving to the loose coupling between the objects. In real time we are following this approach only. Okay, now I am stopping the session, then tomorrow I will continue so practically, right?